So this consultation, pretty simple. We'll put the questions in the comments for you guys that are watching. That way you'll know what to ask. We're going to start with number one. What is causing you the most anxiety and why?
I would say a couple of things. I'm challenged because the members of my family in the past have kind of wanted their own sections in my pantry. And when there wasn't as much food, that wasn't that big of a deal because there was enough space for that. But now that we're all together so much and eating together so much, and there's a lot more food in the pantry, it's a lot fuller, that is an issue. So I've talked to them, and so that's a problem.
So sharing is not caring.
Right. Yeah. And then the other challenge is that the canned goods there are a lot of them and they're not particularly well organized. I'm not even sure what I have back there. They're kind of tucked back in an area I can't see. And my baking and prepared foods and condiments, all of that is kind of together in a mishmash. So those are my issues.
Okay, great. So what is your sticking point? Like what's yeah.
One of my sticking points is this kind of that everybody wants their own space. The other thing is I have not in the past had this much food. So just the amount of the sheer amount of extra food hanging around is harder to manage.
Right. Because you're not eating out at all, correct? Like everything you're preparing at home right now.
Yeah.
So that's 3 meals a day that you're preparing for at least 3 people.
Yeah. Plus snacks and yeah. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot more food.
Yeah. I often think of some of my friends, one in particular, they have 5 kids. I cannot imagine organizing, and I'm sure she does it beautifully. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. Have you tried anything new since you've been at home with the quarantine that is working for you or is not working for you that you would like to change overall, right?
One of the things I've done is relocate some of the pet food to a different closet. I have another closet in my kitchen, which I refer to as kind of a cleaning closet.
Mm-hmm.
There are cleaning supplies and some other things. It's actually kind of a mishmash of things, paper products like that. So I've moved a lot of the extra pet food there to give us some space. And that has worked. It has actually created another project out of that other closet. At some point, there'll be another project to kind of redo that closet.
Yeah, that'll be fun. I'll be happy to consult you.
Thank you.
Okay. So what does success look like to you? Does that look like baskets with labels, or does that look like separation and categories so you can clearly see everything that you have?
I am not a label girl so much when it comes to a pantry. I really hope I never have that much food in my pantry that I wouldn't know what I had if it wasn't labeled. And the types of baskets and things that I would want to use would be shallow enough that things wouldn't be hidden from sight. So baskets, yes. In an ideal world, yes. Labels, no. My pantry is not going to need to look like a Pinterest typical pantry.
Mm-hmm.
My pantry needs to function. My pantry doesn't need to be beautiful. Sorry.
I can make it both. Continue. Okay.
I know you can.
So tell me this, looking at your pantry right now, when was the last time that you went shopping or had Instacart deliver? Like when was your last load? So whenever we step away and take a big look at it, how much more are we going to need to put in there for you to be at max capacity?
Right. We had an Instacart delivery early last week, so we're having another one Wednesday this week. So right now it's not nearly as full as it was. It's amazing how quickly we're going through food because there's a lot of it, but we're going through it quicker too because we're eating in,
Yes.
all the time.
Yeah.
So yes, so this is probably 20% less full than it was the last time I grocery shopped. I can see actually empty space right now, which I couldn't before.
Okay. So let's set up the pantry reorg for Wednesday after you get your groceries. And that way we can really see what you have when we pull everything out and make sure we've got enough space to accommodate for all of the incoming. And you can see it holistically to know what's really going to work and what isn't, right?
Good. Okay,
Okay,
that makes
great.
sense.
And then one last question for you. What, if any, impact will the modifications that we're putting in place now have on, what impact will that make to your life once everything returns to quote unquote normal, right? When we get back into working 5 or 6 days a week and Colin's back in school and Dennis is going, like, how is that going to change your pantry needs, right? I mean,
Yeah, I think it will make it should make it easier to plan meals. The fact that I'll be able to see the canned goods that I have and to see things more clearly should just make it easier when I'm grocery shopping. I'm even when we're not in a self distancing situation. I only grocery shop as infrequently as I can because I don't love it.
yeah, I know.
So I sometimes do have an influx of food. It's like I have these times when there's almost nothing in the pantry, and then here it comes again. So I think this, like setting up a system, especially for canned goods for whatever reason, I think it's because when you see they're really tucked back and it's hard to see them right now. They're not on a shelf. They're not on a riser. It's just hard to see them. So
Right.
I think meal planning will be significantly easier.
Awesome.